Welcome to Moynihan Train Hall. Amtrak personnel located throughout the station to assist you. Please check with the ticket office for guided assistance with ticket transactions.
Welcome everyone to the new Moynihan Train Hall here in New York City. Today we're going to go on a wander through New York City. We're heading southbound towards the neighborhoods of Chelsea, maybe even the West Village as well. I'm Ariel, you're watching Urbanist. Today, let's start here at Moynihan train station, which is the newest train station or train hall to join the ranks of New York City's great train halls of Grand Central Terminal, and the one that's so favorite among New Yorkers, Penn Station. I'm Ariel. Let me know where you're watching from. So excited to take you around today. Hello, Ian, Benji, Ollie, Mandy, Ian, Willem. Welcome. Hello, Wayne. Hello, Gustavo. Nice to see you here. Hello, Toyosio. Welcome. Hello, Lena. Hello, Cecile. Hello, Patty. Hello, Melissa from Michigan. Hello, Ostwerder from Germany. Pardon my pronunciation. Feel free to correct me. Hello, Lisa and Clifford. Cliff, how you doing, man? Hello, Cindy. Hello, Susanna. Lisa from Nevada. Joe Hernandez, welcome. Marvis from Oregon. Nice to see you here. Welcome. Hey, Nathan. Last night I watched your Ellis Island video and loved it. Oh, I'm so glad you loved the 360 video of Ellis Island and the Statue of Liberty. So let's saunter around. I call it wandering around. No particular direction. Well, there is one direction. We're going southbound. But aside from that, no particular agenda. No particular things on the itinerary. We're just enjoying the saunter. Hey, is this a continuation from your other video, says Shields? In a way, yes. So I do have one little thing I do want to show you, which is my intention is, last time I did this video, I walked northward. And for people who are enjoying these videos, I kind of like starting from the same place over and over again, but going in a different direction each time. And the reason I like doing that is so you can see how New York City is huge, but also that there are a lot of places accessible from, say, Penn Station, which we're doing today. Hello, Jeannie, Jeffrey, Shilaka from Nigeria, Alvi. Indeed it is, Ariel. Indeed it is. So Daniel Patrick Moynihan Train Hall, named after the four-term senator. 24 years. So 360 video, not yet. I will be doing a silent walkthrough. So let's leave the train station. You'll be seeing a little bit more in depth, quieter, no narration, silent walkthroughs. I'm trying to style because even though there's a lot of people already doing it, I kind of want to offer you even more, and I'm doing it with binaural audio as well. So it'll be a very immersive experience. So stay tuned for that. That'll be coming out soon. Let me know if you're excited for silent videos with 3D audio. Not live, recorded. All right, let's go. You'll see more of Moynihan afterwards, later this week. What is the relation to the old LIR station? This is another hall of Penn Station, which may be renamed at some point to Empire Station. That's what Governor Andrew Cuomo wants to do. But right now that is not the case. It's still Penn Station, so this just is an extension of Penn Station. They're a bit separated. There's a underground tunnel to Penn Station, but Penn Station is right over here. Can New Jersey Transit still use Amtrak waiting room? I'm not entirely sure. Maybe the Amtrak waiting room, which used to be here underneath Madison Square Garden, will transfer to New Jersey Transit because Amtrak has the new waiting room here in Moynihan. Can I make a 360 premiere? Yes, I might do a 360 video as well. So let me know if you want a 360 video of Moynihan train station along with the silent video. 4K quality. So here's Moynihan. Now, last time I did the official tour, if you want to learn all about the history of Penn Station, Old Penn Station, watch my last video on Penn Station that I did last week. But last time we walked that way, northward. Today we're walking southward. Hello, Adrian. Guten Abend from Germany. Guten Abend. Thank you for letting me know how to say good night in German. Thank you. Alex says, please 360. All right. Clifford said, Premiere would be cool because if you want to, you could still narrate it. Oh, interesting. I could do it, yeah, in a way. I can text narrate it, yeah. Clifford. That is a unique idea, Clifford, actually. Thank you for bringing that to my awareness. So, this area of Manhattan doesn't have too many great pizza places, except one great pizza place. Hey, how's it going? One great pizza place, New York Pizza Suprema, which is known as one of the best pizza places in this area of New York City. They're known for selling a wide variety of slices. So let me show you over here. The streets are empty, pretty empty. Yes, January tends to be a very empty, aside from it being a pandemic, a global pandemic. New York is not the only city. January still tends to be empty regardless. Actually, since we're already here, I rarely come to this area. Do you guys want to do a pizza test here in New York Pizza Suprema? Let me know in the comments. Let me know if you want to do a pizza test, quick one. Here in New York Pizza Suprema. I've rarely come to this area. Probably won't come in the near future again. Is it cold? Yes, it's a bit chilly. All right. So people are voting. Let's have a slice. Ooh, wow. Hey, let me have a classic cheese slice, please.
Cheese slice?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Sure.
Thank you.
A big slice for you.
Oh man, yeah, thank you.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Oh,
Ooh, is that
awesome. I guess you have a lot of people here taking video.
Say it again?
Yeah, I guess you have a lot of people here taking video of this place. It's famous.
Before, oh my God.
Yeah, before, yeah, I can imagine, man.
You can see the waiter right there taking the picture.
Oh yeah.
Because he fried the pizza.
Right, right.
So they like it. When we fry the pizza, they like it. You know, they love it.
Oh, doing the.
Yeah, we cook. Make it.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's awesome.
Hi. Can I get one vegan Alfredo and one vegan margarita? Vegan Alfredo, vegan what? Margarita. Vegan margarita, yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, here is Anthony Bourdain. He visited this place.
I'll buy that one too. I'll buy that one too. It's okay. Oh, it's good. It's good. Yeah, yeah. And I'll buy that one too. Yeah. I just warm it. Doesn't have to be that hot. Yeah.
What's your most popular slice from the cheese?
The cheese?
Yeah.
Suprema.
Suprema. Oh yeah, that looks good.
Suprema. I got the Diablo too.
Ah yes, I can imagine that's popular. Yeah.
I got the burrata too. Which is really good.
Oh, burrata. Oh, that's cool. Cool.
Yeah, burrata, yeah. And then we got the vegan.
The vegan. Ah, nice.
This one is guava garlic. And this is Alfredo, vegan margarita, regular vegan.
Ah, cool, cool.
Yeah, we make more, but today, not so much.
You guys even make even more.
We make right
What?
man, you see it, forget about it.
That's crazy. Yeah. You guys used to have lasagna pizza, right?
I think so.
Yeah, a long time ago. Yeah. Stop getting popular. Yeah.
I got 3 vegan slices. 18. So 18?
Not too hot on mine. Okay. What? Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, thank you. No bag needed. No. Yeah, no bag. Yeah, thank you. How much do I owe you? 4? All right, awesome. Thank you. Just give me 5. Just give me 5. Thank you so much. Have a great day, man.
I'm not going home though. I'm going to call you when I get to work. But I'm not going to start till 5.
I'll take them now.
Ooh. All right. So bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. So this is New York City Pizza Suprema. There we go. Okay, there we go. That's a lot better. Actually, let me do it this way. This is New York City Pizza Suprema, and I'm so excited to try it out. Kind of expensive. Yeah, $4. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. In the middle of New York City for a better quality slice than the $1 slice. It's not that bad. 5 would be pushing it, but I gave $1 in tip. That's why. Looks delicious. Yeah, they usually have, and it's extremely hot right now. So he was letting it get super hot because I assume a lot of people here take it to go. So by the time you get to your apartment or what used to be getting on the train and eating it, which is no longer allowed really, it would still be hot. So look at this. Wow, I'm so excited for this. And the guy, if you didn't hear, he was saying that they get recorded a lot because it's a very kind of Instagrammable place. So he gave me a very big slice. They were mostly cut around the same size, but he did cut one that was a little bit larger. But they're known for having big slices, which is nice. So the pizza's too big, send here, says Alec. Indeed, look at the grease, everyone. This is good. This is a good thing for New York City slice. This is a good thing for a New York City slice. To have that grease is an actual good thing. Yeah. The guy's giving me a thumbs up. All right, let's try this out. Wow. That is really tasty. So again, don't expect Neapolitan style or Roman style pizza, where the cheese is like not so processed. The bread is not so processed. That is a different type of slice. This is a New York slice. The bread is going to be processed. The cheese is going to be processed most of the time, at least, especially in these to-go slice shops. So don't come with super high expectations. But when you compare this to most other slices in this area of Manhattan, these guys really take the cake or take the pie. It's a really great example of a great classic New York City slice. Is it made by Italians? No. Most of the guys working here are South American or Central American, from Mexico all the way down to probably Ecuador. Couldn't quite tell, but either they were Mexican, Peruvian, or Ecuadorian. But beyond that, also don't come to high expectations trying to find like old school Italian place. You gotta go more to South Brooklyn for that. You have to go to Staten Island for that. Maybe the older places in the Bronx, but majority of pizza shops in New York City nowadays are run by South Americans and Central Americans. So also keep that in mind. And a lot of them are doing a great job like these guys. I also have a few other favorites. So let me have another slice over here. And the cheese itself, really hot. I like how they did it. The cheese itself is very thick. So you put a whole lot of cheese in this. You can ask for extra cheese if you want that. And what's the toppings? No toppings on this one. Got classic cheese. Come on. But you can get, they have like 30 different toppings. And they said that they usually have more. Is it crispy? The bottom is nicely cooked. So there is a slight crisp to it on the bottom. And the sauce itself is very sweet in a good way. In a good New York City way. If I'm having like a Roman style pizza, I don't want my sauce to be sweet. But New York style, good to have good sweet sauce. All right, one more bite. Everyone knows the rules. I can't have this entire thing, so I'm gonna have just one more bite. Great slice, great slice. All right, that was an amazing, amazing slice. I just waved those guys goodbye. Great, great slice. Absolutely blown away. Leave the rest of the slice for the rat. Yeah, that's what I might do. Score, please. I don't really give scores aside for benches. But you know, in the New York City context, I would. Thank you so much, man. Thank you, man. Say I got style. In the New York City context, I would give these guys a 7-8. If I were to be in One Bite Pizza reviews, I would give them a 7-8. The reason I would give them a 7-8 is because there are much more exceptional pizzas out there New York style, such as Giuliana's or De Fara's, more exceptional. So it is a big range. But the majority of pizzas in New York City, the regular slice shops, tend to be mediocre. They tend to be around the 5. So let me put on my mask actually. Take a swig of water actually before I put on my mask. Someone left a super chat. Who was it? Hey, Miguel. Thank you so much for the super chat. I like your name. Let me know where you're watching from, Miguel. Sounds almost Spanish, but I know probably is from another similar language. Do I like toppings on my pizza, Joe? So the reason I asked the dude if they still made lasagna slices is because I really like lasagna slices. It's something I grew up with as a little kid, but I think it kind of went out of style about 10 years ago. There's only one place that still has a very good lasagna slice, and that's Pizzeria in the theater district, right by Times Square. Otherwise, I like my margarita slices. Usually, that's my normal go-to is margarita, which comes with basil and fresh mozzarella. I rarely go for regular cheese or pepperoni, to be honest. Terry, why didn't I finish it? Ooh, I'm gonna get way too full. At this very moment in time, my stomach would not agree with the entire slice. I think this has to be said. If you're watching many food vlogs, they're not eating the entire thing, the majority. I've collaborated, I've met and worked with a lot of food vloggers, and that tends to be the thing, including myself. Sometimes a lot of video I eat a full meal, but it's generally not the case. Because if you were to eat a full meal as someone who covers food professionally or for entertainment like I do, to eat all that food, you know, it stacks up over time. So it's hard to ask them, hey, can I buy a quarter slice? I wish that was a possibility, but usually it isn't. And I'd rather give them more money to do so. So that's why sometimes I might not eat a full slice. I do realize people like to have food to share, but in these cases, since I'm doing a video and it's on my own, it's not so doable. Okay, everyone? So that's why sometimes I might not eat something completely and I might need to throw it away. But generally, I do in my own personal life, and I know in the personal lives of food vloggers, they tend not to do that. It's just for the sake of the video. Hey Mags, nice to see you here. Hey Luciano. Luciano, you like pizza? Oh, cool. If you're in New York, I would recommend trying something beyond Pizza Hut and Domino's. Hey Adam, nice to see you here. Hello, Maria, Eugen, welcome. How was your New Year desserts? Oh, they were really good. The desserts I got from Bibble and Sip were really unique. So I really enjoyed those very pretty desserts from Bibble and Sip, and my family were astonished by how gorgeous they were. What is in a lasagna slice? Usually it's not the pasta itself. It's the whatever is inside a lasagna, which here in America tends to be ground beef, ricotta cheese, mozzarella cheese, and that's it basically. So those three toppings are on the lasagna slice. Sometimes they may come with extra pasta, but usually that is not the case. Hey Chris, nice to see you here. Hello from Ukraine. Hello, girl with espresso. Nice to see you here too. Do I know of the legendary Jaco Pastorius, the musician, says Don? I do know of him, yeah. I grew up listening to his music because my family are huge fans of his work. Did pass away very tragically. I think it was in the Greenwich Village. A few people have asked me to do a video on him, but maybe I will at some point. He's not super popular in general, but I know some people really, really love his work. So here's Fashion Institute of Technology. And this is the area, the plaza for Fashion Institute of Technology. Hey, Little Tut, last weekend you made a pizza dish, but used biscuits instead. Oh, that's interesting. So you made biscuit pizza, that's interesting, Little Tut. Brutalism, yeah. So the Fashion Institute of Technology is in the brutalist style. Manny, cuando fui a Nueva York en los 90 había muchas tiendas de pizza de marca Sbarro. Existen algunos. Sbarro era bien comercial y la calidad era bien baja. Y más seguro estaba bajando más todavía hasta los recientes años. Y eso porque la compañía se fue en bancarrota. Y ya casi no hay ninguno de ellos. Y definitivamente no hay ninguno en Nueva York. So Sbarro, for people might recognize, used to be a popular chain back in the 90s, early 2000s. Very famous for being a bunch of malls. They did start, I think, in New York, if I'm correct. But the quality was decreasing. They were very commercial. So the quality wasn't even high to begin with. It might have been tasty, but when you compare it to a fresh slice of pizza in New York, it's quite a difference. And because of that, they started going bankrupt, especially with the competition of better pizzas. And you won't see Sbarro, at least in New York City. I'm not sure if they're still existing in malls across America, if anyone can let me know. Ask me questions in English or in español. Puede preguntarme cualquier cosa en español también. Manny, no problema. Do I like Pret a Manger? No, I don't tend to go to Pret. Sorry, I might be mispronouncing that, Pret a Manger. I don't go there at all. Because as I mentioned with pizza, as I mentioned with coffee, you are in a city that excels in those aspects. Coffee, pastries, pizza, bagels. So my thinking behind it is, why would I go to a place that's very commercial, where the quality is lower than what you can buy fresh or more fresh? Or at least, a little bit more homemade. And that's why I don't usually go to Pret a Manger or Sbarro or Burger King. While I do appreciate those places in some regards, I usually don't tend to go to them if I'm in New York City. And I would recommend people the same. So if you're here, do get a little bit of your comfort zone. If you're really, kind of, New York City might look big and scary and overwhelming in the beginning. Hopefully these videos help. But do get a little bit of your comfort zone. Try a slice shop. Don't go to the Domino's. Try a slice shop. Go a little bit of comfort zone. Don't go to the Starbucks. Go to a local chain or mom and pop coffee shop. A lot of mom and pop coffee shops in Brooklyn and Queens, and a lot of local chains here in Manhattan like Joe Coffee, or regional chains like La Colombe. So consider doing that. Do I like Veselka? Yeah, Veselka is good. Very expensive though, but good. There's less expensive Ukrainian food out there, but it's good. Now on this tour, we may stop at one specific Starbucks, the Reserve one, which is super fancy. And that is a slight exception, because even though they're a massive chain, the Reserve one does sell things that are very unique. And maybe, let's put a vote on it. You guys maybe want to investigate that. The Starbucks Reserve, the theme park of Starbucks. Hey, ¿has venido a México? Yo he visitado México anteriormente, cuando yo era mucho más joven, hace casi 10 años. Pero no he visitado desde que yo pensé hacer videos. Y ojalá regreso eventualmente, porque quiero ver sitios como Teotihuacán y la Ciudad de México, y sé la historia de Zócalo, y potencialmente ir a Chichén Itzá también. So I haven't been to Mexico since making Urbanist. But I hope to go there soon, as I mentioned before. Am I in Harlem? No. This is Chelsea. How many years did you take to learn Spanish? It was the first language. So, 1 year? Because I learned it after I was born. Yeah. So it's my first language. Oh, old sign alert. Look at this. Lisbon, you have a villa in Playa del Carmen. Oh, that's so cool, Lisbon. That is awesome. Do I speak any other languages besides Spanish? No, I just know other languages. So rather than asking me questions about me, I'll answer questions about New York City in general or about this neighborhood of Chelsea. So feel free to ask me any questions. Let's chat about this area of Chelsea in general. If you want to find out a little bit about me, just stay tuned. Sometimes I do coffee chats and you can ask me more general questions. What's the first ever pizza outlet in New York City? Asked Kunal. Great question. First one is Lombardi's Pizza. There might have been pizzerias before Lombardi's, here or there, that sold pizza by the pound in plastic bags, which used to be the case, or not plastic bags, like in paper wrapping. But Lombardi's is the first one that's like historically verified to be the first on record pizza shop in New York City, which was still located in the same location or similar location in Little Italy, now known as Nolita. Lots of nice buildings in this area, yeah. I see that the buildings are low. They are indeed low in this area. They are low, yeah. Luciano, I've done many videos on the Upper East Side and Upper West Side. A whole lot of videos. Just look at any of my videos from September or October. I'm on the opposite famous stop of the kiss shot in the album cover, Dressed to Kill, on 8th and 23rd. Oh, really? Oh, that's so cool. Carmen, I'm getting close to your house, so that's awesome. Do you enjoy living in Chelsea? Do you have any recommendations for people in Chelsea when visiting Chelsea? Let me know. Don says, well, you know what I'm having for dinner? Pizza. Oh, that's so cool. Don. Alec is asking, what is Popeyes? If you're not familiar, if you're from other parts of the world, Popeye is a national chain. It might be international as well. They're a major chain, similar to Kentucky Fried Chicken, but just with a little bit more of a spicy twist, a little bit more of a Cajun twist. Cajun is an area in the very southern part of the U.S. in Louisiana. So that's Popeyes, just a national chain. Sam, which do I recommend, Popeyes or Chick-fil-A? I don't really know too much about fast food, but my initial reaction would be to go to Chick-fil-A for a chicken sandwich. But again, don't take my word for it. I'm not an expert in fast food. Any fancy restaurants here? Great question. There's a lot of restaurants here. This is a very good restaurant area, and actually very fancy restaurants at that. Off the top of my head, I really can't name you any. There's cafeteria, so I can't name you one. Cafeteria. I usually don't eat too much at restaurants, so I don't know too many off the top of my head. But lo and behold, this is a restaurant neighborhood, so come over here if you want really some good fancy eating, and prices can get pretty damn high. The Foragers looks interesting. Yeah, so Foragers is a fancy supermarket, which I just showed on the camera. They're very expensive supermarket, but they do have some unique items. You mentioned possible ramen, says Chris. Are there any in Chelsea? Great question. The ramen scene, I'm not so deeply familiar with it. Some people really love ramen. I know there's one very popular place called Ivan Ramen, which was featured in Chef's Table, season 4, I think, season 2? No, season 2, I think. And that is located in the Lower East Side. I've always been meaning to go there. It's a really fascinating story. It's about a Jewish American New Yorker, who goes to Japan, I think in his mid-20s or late 20s, and falls in love with Japan so much and becomes one of the most famous ramen chefs in Japan, which is extremely hard to do, even if you were Japanese. But even more so, the Japanese are not so super welcoming to foreigners becoming masters in their own cuisine. And it's a very fascinating tale. It's named Ivan Ramen. I've been meaning to go. But in this immediate area, I don't know of any ramen spots off the top of my head. But if we bump into one, we may stop by. Here's a cool mural. Is the air clean here? Relatively, yes. Cleaner than it was in the 1990s. Cleaner than some other cities around the US or the world. Yes. Here's a coffee recommendation. Café Flor. I like these guys. Not the best coffee in the world, but pretty nice shop. Very beautiful inside. And here's milk. Good for really sweet kind of sugary pastries. Also featured in Chef's Table. Check it out. The woman who started this has an episode. Hey, love plants. Yes. So this shop, the coffee shop, is called Café Flor, which means flower, basically. And it is attached and associated with this flower shop, Raul. This is not Mr. Brainwash, so it might look similar to Mr. Brainwash's work of Albert Einstein. This is Cobra. If you see patchwork pattern on a mural, it is usually made by the Brazilian muralist Cobra, which you can see his name right there. Hey, walking computer, nice to see you here. Did Chelsea Market exist in the 80s? No. I think Chelsea Market is maximum 30 years old. Well, of course, do your own research. There's a ramen place in the Chelsea Market. There's also a pho place. Yeah, you're right. There is a ramen place in the Chelsea Market. Oh, there is a ramen place in the Chelsea Market. I did promise ramen. Let's investigate. Let me know if you want to investigate. Are there more brownstones in New York City? There's a lot of them all around New York City. they're not easy to miss. For the neighborhoods that are most iconic for the brownstone, you have to go Park Slope, Brooklyn. Also parts of the Upper East Side and Upper West Side have brownstones. Harlem as well. Many other places.
Why you ain't taking me out here too? But you're great fun.
All right. Someone randomly wanted to chat me up. That's funny. Oh, here's a bear burger now. Oh, that's fascinating. Yeah. A person was trying to chat me up. Carmen says, good restaurant. Bear Burger, yeah. Bear Burger is a local chain. Started in Astoria, Queens. Pretty good burgers. They have a nice combination of different meats that you can choose from, including elk. Love eating a good elk burger. They sometimes have ostrich. Here's the famous Joyce Theater. Alaya says, you're so cute. Ab says, I plan to move it back in maybe 1 to 2 years. Thinking of Harlem. Yeah, Harlem is definitely a beautiful neighborhood. So here's the famous Joyce Theater, known for a lot of LGBT-led and produced and starring productions at the Joyce. So this entire area is also known as LBGT plus hub. If you don't know what LGBT means, lesbian.
Lesbians in danger.
That's a good one. It means lesbian, bi, gay, and trans, and plus anything else. Yeah, that was a funny little interjection by that man. So here we have an old Coca-Cola machine that is inserted into a door. That's really interesting. Is this a speakeasy? This might be a speakeasy. Oh, this might be a speakeasy. If anyone can confirm, this restaurant is called Lulu. Lulu. No, the guy did not say I'm in danger. He said, as I was saying, LGBT means, he said LGBT means lesbians in danger. People are weird. You know, New Yorkers are weird. Everyone, he's just making a joke. What is this? This is a speakeasy. And there's a little handle over here, which it's a bit hard to reach because of this table. This is fascinating. And Chrissy says they confirm it's a speakeasy. Awesome, thank you for confirming. Oh, fascinating. I gotta come back and try this place. So cool. You can enter through the Coca-Cola machine. Oh, I didn't know that. Does anyone know the name of the speakeasy? Let us know. Right in front of Lulu. Is it called Lulu or do they go by a different name here at the speakeasy? Joanne says it's new. So Don asked, what is a speakeasy? Speakeasies are secret cocktail bars. In general, they can serve any type of alcohol, but usually they're secret cocktail bars. So sometimes they require passwords, sometimes they require reservations, or sometimes you could just walk in, just gotta know where the entrance is. And you go downstairs and boom, you're like in a secretive cocktail bar. That is what a speakeasy is. It comes from the 1920s where there was a lot of speakeasies so people can continue to drink illegally. Chrissy, I think it's called Lulu. Okay, so the speakeasy might also be called Lulu. Clifford says started during Prohibition. Indeed it did, yeah. Speakeasy started during Prohibition. One of the reasons it's called a speakeasy is because you have to speak easy. You have to speak low. Can't speak too loud, otherwise the police will come and maybe drink with you and then arrest you after that. So here's a pet shop. Okay, try biryani sometime on video. Yeah, I've been meaning to do a video about Indian cuisine here in New York City. Queen Mother, great question, asks, what is the dress code to go into speakeasies? So it depends on the speakeasy, but generally, and of course I'm generalizing, most of the time, just so people know, this is a live video, and there's many nuances to any type of answer I might have for you, so always do your own research. But generally, speakeasies tend to be kind of business casual or above. If you come with short shorts and kind of a scraggly t-shirt, they might not let you in. Especially the more secretive ones, the little bit more upscale ones. So otherwise, I think you'll be pretty good if you're dressing just at least with, if you're a man, at least with some type of long pants. You not necessarily have to wear shoes, but some places do require you to wear shoes if you're a man. If you're a woman, it's a little bit more flexible, but you have to check on the speakeasy. Usually nightclubs in New York City are a little bit more restrictive with dress clothing. Kenya says shoes. So here in America, we have a differentiation. We say shoes for dress shoes, Oxfords, whatever, moccasins, whatever you might be wearing for masculine clothing. It doesn't matter what gender you are. Masculine clothing, you have dress shoes. And sneakers are the other type of shoe, or flip-flops. That's why I say you have to wear dress shoes, more specifically. But you'll be surprised. Some people try to go into a speakeasy or a nightclub with flip-flops. And sometimes they work because, you know, times are changing and some speakeasies or nightclubs are different in that regard. Stop off by Empire Bakery. Where is that, Joanne? Can you tell me the intersection? When knowing the address really doesn't help too much. So let me know what is the intersection of Empire Bakery. I'll be curious. But that said, let me point out one great secret sushi spot, which I highly recommend. They have these kind of sushi burritos, tiny little sushi burritos. They're really, 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 really good. So let me know if you want to learn about a nice little secret sushi spot here in Chelsea. Alex says, I think, Chris says, I think the super secret one said a scene speakeasies allow interesting and attractive people. Yeah, indeed. So it depends. Keep on the left and you'll see. Okay. So let's show you a secret sushi spot. Here they sell the sushi burrito. Let's go investigate. Are you still open? Just closed? Oh, okay. No worries. Can I show your menu? Yeah, sure. Yeah, thank you. All right, just want to show it. Great food you make. Great food. You. I'll come back later. Bye-bye. Okay, thank you. So the place is here, sushi. It's called Maru. So really, really great place. Highly recommend it. The guy is super nice. and $5 for a sushi burrito. It will fill you up for a nice, good snack, and a very nice, healthy snack in that regard. And if you don't like raw fish, he does have he has like a vegan one as well, or a vegetarian one at least. They close early in the day, so he closes around 3 p.m., which I think already might be 3 p.m. Let me know. What time is it, everyone? He's mostly a lunch spot, so he closes right by when people stop eating lunch. It's 3:50. Oh, I think he closes at 4, but he might have, because it's tough times. It's only one guy. He's Japanese. He doesn't know too much English, and or at least that's my perception. He has a very thick accent, and he was very dependent on the lunch crowd. And why is there very big lunch crowd in this neighborhood? It looks mostly residential, you would think, but boom! Here we have the largest real estate deal as of like 2 years ago. Google, $2.7 billion. They bought this gigantic complex. So thousands of Google employees come and find lunch all around, and that guy is one of the popular ones. But since a lot of Google employees are not working in the office, he doesn't have that much business. That might be why he's closing up early in the day today. If you knew the special handshake, it would give you for food. No, not that type of location. It's not a speakeasy eatery. Now we are transitioning to the meatpacking district. That is correct, yeah. Okay, so someone asked for Empire Cake. I see it right over here. Joanne, thank you. Is that the Google complex? It is. Yes, it is. So here it is, Empire Cake. All right, Joanne. Let's try. A lot of people have been, oh my God, they have snack cakes. A Brooklyn blackout snack cake, what? Wow, that's amazing. A beautiful black and white cookie. That's amazing. Wow. All right, I'm gonna get it. All right, let's go inside. Hey, I'll have the Brooklyn blackout, please. Sure. Do you have as a cupcake?
Not today, just
okay.
the snack cake.
Okay, I'll have the snack cake, please. That's all.
Do you need any silver or napkins?
No. Napkin. Actually, a napkin would be great. Yeah, thank you. All right. Thank you so much.
You are all set?
Have a great day.
Thank you.
All right. Let's try the Brooklyn Blackout snack cake. Patricio, am I using 5G? No, I'm not. Good bakery. Hey, Joanne, we are trying it. Joanne recommended it, so let's try it. But first, let me find a place to put down my camera for a few seconds. Nice outdoor dining, yeah. Indoor dining is still closed, but there's still outdoor dining here. What food? Where would I get Puerto Rican food? That is much more rare in New York City. I wish it were more frequent. I would go to Casa Adela in Alphabet City, which is after the East Village. Great, great place. One of my favorite places to get a great mofongo in New York City. Mofongo is smashed plantains with pork rinds. Otherwise, if I'm really in the mood for Puerto Rican food, since there's not that many, I would go have Cuban food. And one of my favorite Cuban foods is Cuba in Greenwich Village. That was such a quick transaction. It really was. Indeed it was. All right, let's try this out. All right, so let's try out a nice blackout cake. So Brooklyn Blackout is a cake from New York City, from Brooklyn. It's called Blackout because it's inspired by the blackouts that happened during World War II. World War II, the city turned off all the lights, mostly in 42 and 43, turned off most of the lights all around. And one guy in Brooklyn, Ebbingers, decided to make a cake that's triple chocolate. So not just one type of chocolate cake, but 3 types. Generally, his original recipe is chocolate pudding in the inside, chocolate cake, and chocolate fudge. 3 types of chocolates. This one seems to have like a hard chocolate casing. Let's try it out. So it does have like a pudding-esque inside. I'm not entirely sure if it's pudding. Doesn't strike me as pudding, which is okay, because this is not strictly a cake. The reason I asked for a cupcake is because I kind of want a little bit more of a traditional tasting. This is a snack bar, so it's a bit more kind of on the sweeter side. It's really good. It's not something I would eat generally because it's a bit on the sweeter side. It's a hard chocolate casing. I really like the fudge instead, and the interior is like a ganache. Yeah, someone said it's a ganache. I think it might be a ganache. So, not my favorite, but it is really good. If you're a fan of kind of like heavier cakes, if you're a fan kind of more of those cakes that are wrapped up, classic like processed cakes that are wrapped up, it does have a good flavor to it. So I like it. I do recognize it is a really well done cake, but not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea. So if you're in the fan of like these kind of thick cakes, if you're a fan, for example, of cake pops, those cakes served in a lollipop form, this is basically a huge cake pop. It's a drier cake on the much sweeter side. So I hope that explains it. All right. I appreciate the honesty. Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. I mean, this is not edited, so I'm not gonna give you a false review. And my holy says, give it to a homeless person. So, from my experience and from the experience I've had with a lot of what I've heard from friends, homeless usually tend to not accept food. That's been my experience. I'm not sure, you might have had a different experience, but I've tried giving leftover food to a homeless person before, and they usually reject it. So that's why I usually don't tend to do that. Well, let me know if you had a different experience. Let me know. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. So, who knows? All right, let's continue walking around towards the Chelsea Market. Alex says, I appreciate you so much. So entertaining. Oh, so glad. The ones that don't appreciate do that. Yeah, and I come to that a lot in New York City. Also, it is a bit weird for kind of, I don't know, I feel a little bit weird to bite a food with my mouth, and not cutting it up, biting into it, and kind of offering it to someone else. Let me know what you think about that, especially for people who visit cities a lot. What's your thinking behind that? I'm so curious. I usually tend not to do it because I've had so much negative kind of rejection around it. So I tend to just not bother doing it. Let me know. What's your thoughts? Pari, this is not a show about business or success, so feel free to ask me anything about New York or travel. Here's the Google complex. Someone asked me if this is the headquarters. No, these are not the headquarters. Might be the headquarters for New York or might be the regional headquarters. When companies tend to get very large, they tend to have multiple headquarters. But I'm not entirely sure if they consider this a headquarters yet. It's definitely one of their larger offices in the US. But their headquarters are technically in Mountain View, California. SK says, don't give away half-bidden food. Yeah, right. I bit into that. I could have ripped off a piece, which would have been a little bit better. Moynihan, you'll see another 1 to 2 bonus videos about Moynihan posted later this week. Right, Dave recommends you could just buy 2 instead and give the second one to a homeless person. But I've also seen rejection through that personally. Okay, everyone, here's a coffee shop. I just had a cake. Here's a coffee shop I never tried. It seems to be selling the same type of coffee as Lulu, which we visited with the speakeasy, because it's also called Terremoto. Let me know if you want to go for a coffee tasting. Same type of coffee as Lulu. Maybe they're not open. Let's see. Yeah, they're open. Terremoto. So this has become a food tour. I hope you guys enjoy these food tours. You know, there's so many options on YouTube nowadays. So if you enjoy more of the walking kind, I recommend watching Walking Commuter, who's tuning in right now, my friend Action Kid, my friend New York City Walking Show, my friend Walk, Ride, Fly. All those guys do lots of walking. They don't stop around as much as I do. And some of them even go super fast and walking around like Walking Commuter. So if you want that type of show, do recommend watching them. But heads up, I do stop a lot in these videos. So let's go with some coffee. I think a lot of people also want some coffee. All right, let's go inside. Hey, how's it going? I'll have a espresso, please.
Espresso?
Yeah, thank you. Are you guys from South America? Because it's called Terremoto.
Yes.
The name is, yeah. Wow. Beautiful pastries you guys have here. Yeah, where is it from?
They're from Sicily.
Ah, that's why, okay. Yeah, I love those guys. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Enjoy.
Oh, cool. Sparkling water. Thank you. Nice. Closes. So here we have a brewless chair. That is so cool. That is amazing. Wow. All right. What? I don't want to sit down. So I think a bench review is in order for that brewless bench. That's really cool. But first, let's try the coffee because it's time sensitive. And they give you a nice little cup of sparkling water. That's really awesome. So, yeah, I think we're gonna need a nice bench review. That is a brewless chair. Really interesting, really fascinating. The guy inside, not so talkative at all. But he did say that the place is Latin American, but he seems like he doesn't know where. And sometimes I always have a little bit of a pet peeve that people who work in the coffee shop don't know anything about the coffee shop. I always have a little bit pet peeve, or they don't talk about it. Let me know if you have that pet peeve. That's why you might hear a slight annoyance in my voice. But the coffee looks really good, so I'm excited. Let's try it out. Look at that, wow. Maddie recommends me getting a red eye. Maddie, I'm not really into a red eye. I get it, but I like espresso. So I get red eye, espresso or Americano, usually. I don't like drip coffee too much. Let's try it out. Wow. Oh, wow. Gwen says, I just tuned in. What's your pet peeve? My pet peeve is when I go to a coffee shop or eatery and the employees don't know or not willing to speak about where the place is. I wasn't pointing the camera to his face, so it kind of looked like I was just carrying a camera. You guys could see that the camera was pointing down. So it wasn't, I don't think it was that. I've encountered that, even without the camera, I've encountered that sometimes. Where the person behind the counter doesn't know where the coffee shop is. Like, you're working there, learn a little bit about the place. But the coffee is, wow. Oh my God. No sugar. If you see my show, I always usually, 99% of the time I get sugar, no milk. This is flavorful. It's more on the Italian end of the spectrum. So definitely in line with that South American type of food, style. I suppose he was new, shy, or tired, Anastasia. Yeah, could be. But I have encountered that multiple times here in New York City, which is a bit of a bummer sometimes. Because, I like businesses and I kind of want to, I want to learn about the business. I want to know where these guys are from. I want to I just want to know something. I want to make my experience a little bit special. And when you have that good customer service, I used to work in customer service, online customer service. And when you have that customer service that goes a little bit the extra mile in telling you where the place is from, what's good about the place, what do they do, blah, 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 blah. You feel much better. You feel like, wow, you're having a true experience if the customer chooses to ask. So the coffee itself is really great. Really not fruity. It's more of a chocolate or taste to it. Has that kind of beautiful acidity. That acidity is like it's like very like interesting, very big. I love it. It's hard, hard to describe the acidity, but it's kind of, it tastes like citrusy with a little bit of chocolate. So two people have left the super chat. Who was the other person? Let's see. Who was the other person who left the super chat? Alexander, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Alexander is joining and sponsoring this coffee along with Shirag. Shirag, thank you so much for the 250 rupees. Shirag and Alexander are joining in to sponsor this coffee. Thank you so much for sponsoring this coffee. So really good, really bright, really beautiful. Chris says, I agree. I work in the hotel industry. It's nice to have friendly people. Yeah, like my friend Alexandra. You know, Alexandra knew a lot about the history of the company. It was really cool. I'm not asking for like a essay, just asking where you guys are from. He's like, oh. Like, all right. Evo says, if the clerk doesn't want to talk to you, it seems like he only cares about money. I don't want to make any assumptions, but good customer service is I think, important, in my opinion. That's right, because you've seen on my live videos, you've seen me jump into businesses and they've been very friendly to talk about what their business is. Again, I'm not pointing at the camera to their face. The camera's pointing to the floor. Looks like I'm just holding it. Nice sparkling water to accompany it, very kind of classic Italian style. In more like fancier Italian coffee bars, they serve you a little bit of sparkling water with your coffee, or you have to pay just a few cents extra for it. It's really good. Really, really good. Wow. I'm so glad to have a good sparkling water with this. Or seltzer, I'm not entirely sure which one it is. Have you, you have a friend that works in the hotel where is that red bus? Oh, yes. Yeah, I do have a friend. Alex, have you been watching my videos for a long time? I featured him a few times. His name is Nestor. That hotel is called the Highline Hotel. Also a really friendly hotel. Really good guy, really great guys. I've actually also interviewed the CEO of that coffee bar, Intelligentsia, at the Highline Hotel. Really great person to talk to. Also great coffee company. Straight up. Great coffee, highly recommend it. But now, we're going to do something very important. And this is very important, ladies and gentlemen. There's a few things in our world that requires the utmost attention. One is hunger. We have to solve global hunger. We have to solve famine. Two is poverty. We have to solve poverty. Three is violence. No more wars in this world. We have to really focus on that. We have to focus on bringing global peace. But there's a fourth thing that is as important as all those others, is good seating. So ladies and gentlemen, right now, we're gonna test a brewless chair. Let's go. Mike, yes, global warming as well. So fifth thing. All right, let me throw this away. All right, let's try a brewless patio chair. Look at that. Wow. This is a unique piece of architecture over here. Oh, it's a bit flimsy, but it is strong. Now that the guy could see me talking to myself on the camera, he probably will never chat with me again. So here is a brewless chair. Not real concrete. Is it real concrete? No. This is not real concrete, ladies and gentlemen. Not real concrete. So it's a faux brewless bench. A faux brewless bench. Does not look comfortable, but let's see. Oh, this is weird. It has a nice footrest. That's good. It feels flimsy. It looks like concrete. It looks like it's supposed to be super thick and stable, but it looks very flimsy. It looks like it's about to fall down. And some people are saying that you're not unable to hear me. I would recommend raising up your volume. Let me know if you guys are able to hear me normally, even when I speak a little bit lower. I have the mic really close up to my mouth. So this is a faux brewless bench, and it's cold. I gotta admit, I'm a bit comfy. I'm just a bit comfy. Like, I'm a bit comfy. Like, I'm a little bit, you know, I have a dilemma. I'm a little bit kind of torn. I'm torn by the fact that this is ugly. It fooled me. I thought it was a real piece of concrete. And it looks highly uncomfortable, but I am a bit comfy. I would give this brewless bench, a faux brewless bench. This is a faux brewless bench. This is a nice place to get a good cup of coffee. My back is starting to hurt a little bit because it's like, it is flat, it is uncomfortable, and comfortable at the same time. It's like the movie Tenet. It's like a good movie, but it's also a very bad movie. It's like Christopher Nolan's Tenet. That's how I feel about this faux brewless bench. It's a good bench, but it's a terrible bench at the same time. So I would give this bench a 5.2 out of 10. 5.2 out of 10 for this bench. Just a bit comfortable than the mediocre bench, but ugly as well. No bird poo at least, which is nice. Can you zoom in? Yeah, someone wanted to see the... Yeah, it's concrete colored. Stephanie says, another way to tip Ariel is through PayPal. Yes, if you enjoy these food stops, any tips are appreciated. They help with covering these food stops. So there we go, everyone. 5.2. Terremoto is a really, really good cup of coffee. I'm not going to start reviewing coffee shops, just benches. So I would recommend Terremoto, despite the very quiet dude. He still made a really good cup of coffee. So maybe cheer him up, maybe visit him, maybe he'll cheer up later. And let me know if he does cheer up. Try Terremoto coffee. If anyone can write Terremoto, it's a little bit hard to kind of spell if you're an English speaker only. Do I have a Payoneer account? Summon? No, I do not. Not yet. Are people watching here from parts of the world where you don't have access to PayPal? Do let me know. And let me highlight. Thank you, Yvette and Zhao. Are there any brewless style buildings in New York City? A whole lot inspired. We just passed the Freshen Institute of Technology, which is about 30 minutes into this video, and that is brewless style. There's many others. Maybe one day soon I'll pass by the Met Brewer to show you another fine example of brewalism. And also I frequently pass by the border of Soho and Greenwich Village. It's called the Silver Towers, built by I.M. Pei, and that's also brutal. Mags, I appreciate you putting the link. Dave says, if a surgeon saves my life but doesn't speak, I'm still glad he saves my life. Some people may just be awkward. Right, Dave, yeah, it's okay to be understanding of people being awkward. Yeah, that's okay. Isn't the federal jail brewless? Yes, it should be. Or very similar to brewless look. So here we have Chelsea Market. Like, someone just mentioned that some people just might be awkward. Yeah, I mean, of course, not everyone is equipped with the same type of social skills. It's a bit odd, you know, like if you're in the hospitality industry or the food industry, you might want someone who's able to learn social skills. So I get some people are awkward, but on the food industry, at least if I were owner of a coffee shop, I would be a little bit more required. I would have a requirement to have some type of social skills for being in front of the counter of a coffee shop. I understand there's people from all walks of life, all different types of, you know, kind of modalities of mental health. But I don't know, let me know what's your opinion. Do you think people in the food industry, front of the counter, customer facing, should they have some social skills? Let me know in the comments. I think that's a worthy discussion to have. Here's Chelsea Market. Of course, this is the other side of Google. $2.7 billion. Google did not just buy this building, they also bought this building. Alec, pay attention to the cars. I am indeed. Luckily, this was also a one-way street. Jan says, yes, it's called customer service. Right, indeed. Right, it's called customer service. All right, let's wait. So the YouTube offices are actually right here. Someone left another super chat. Hey. Wow, Joshua. Loved watching your videos every day. Thank you. Joshua, that's so awesome, man. Thank you so much for 25 Canadian. Joshua might have just sponsored a very special treat, which I just mentioned here. So let me know if you guys are curious about ramen. Let's see if there is a ramen spot. Let me know if you're curious.
38 tomorrow. And then still got 2 more 16. 38.
Philo says, doesn't have to be entertainer. Right, because my field of work is different. My field of work does require personality. Does require some type of affability. So are they open or not? Ah, they are not open. Uh-oh. They're not open. That's a shame. It's not open. This is a shame. I thought they would be open. Let's go inside. Let's see if we have service. People wish me luck. Let me know if you still see it. Let me know if you still guys are getting service. There's usually bad service here, so let me know. Fully closed. Fully closed too. These guys are really good. They sell this kind of Israeli treat made out of tahini. All right, let's go. No ramen. Okay. Havla, yeah, no ramen. I don't know what happened. But you know what? I have a feeling there's bound to be a ramen place around here. So let me know if you guys want to continue walking until we bump into a ramen place. Let me know. Hey, what time do the food places close?
Majority of them close at 7, and
Oh.
Los Tacos and Los Mariscos are open until 10.
The noodles place, what time do they close?
7.
7. They just appear to be closed right now.
Very fresh
Yeah.
noodles does?
Yeah, yeah. Is it because they go on break?
They might have gone on break. I can check with them.
Oh, okay. No worries. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So 7 p.m. is supposed to be the closing time. Okay, everyone, we're in for an adventure. Let's utilize the beauty of wandering around until you bump into a food place. SF Fields, don't worry. I did not eat that much SF Fields. We'll be okay. Here's a Starbucks Reserve Roastery. I was going to try it, but I already reached my coffee limit, so let me show it to you from the outside. Veronica says if they want your money, just stay open. Well, you know, some people, it's ultimately the business's choice to offer, to have a break or not. You know, everyone's different. You gotta respect their choices. So, they do have heating lamps here. I gotta heat up my hands a little bit. Oh yes, that feels so good. Oh my God, that feels so good. Hey, Stephanie says, Juma Ramen on 9th and 25th and 26th. Stephanie, thank you so much for the recommendation. Let's go a little bit southward. Let's go into West Village. Let me know if there's any West Village ramen places. Once I go one direction, I like going in the same direction. Shields, would this be my supper? No, I did not have lunch. So this would be my lunch, my late lunch. Ayo says, beautiful hands. Oh, I'm glad. Oh, yeah. Hisami says, ramen, yeah. Okay, everyone, let me know. Is there a good ramen spot now in this area of the West Village? Open to any recommendations. Ramen Ya, West 4th Street. What's the intersection? I need the intersecting street. Pro tip, if you're in New York, if you're exploring New York, it's a lot easier to get around by foot by knowing the intersection. More so than even knowing the exact address. Sixth and 7th. 7th and West 4th. Okay, cool. Thank you for that. Let me know more recommendations. Keep them coming in the West Village. In the West Village. Keep them coming in. Chris, no Korean food today. Ramen. We're on a mission now. Cue the little quest bar if you're a fan of role-playing games on PC, like World of Warcraft. We now have a quest. We just accepted it, all of us collectively, to have some ramen. Haven't really shown ramen in my videos this time. quiet in the street, yeah. It's quiet in the street, but very loud in the sheets. Oh. Ignore that message. Ramen says, Alec asks, what is ramen? Ramen is basically Japanese soup. But in my opinion, it tastes better than American style soup. So here, pro tip, go inside to this hotel, take the elevator, pretend you're a guest in the hotel, and then you can go up to the rooftop. Ain't trespassing unless if you were lost. If you were lost, ain't trespassing. Where are you going now? They are in repairs. Oh no. They're repairs. They're repairing the hotel, so it seems to be closed. So whenever they reopen, you can get lost into the elevator and get lost taking the elevator to the rooftop and be completely bewildered because you're in the beautiful rooftop and seeing the entire views of Chelsea. EAK Ramen, 6th and 11th. Guys, there's bound to be one in the West Village. You guys are looking at Greenwich Village. I appreciate it, but there's bound to be one in the West Village. I'm sure of it. Nice cobblestones, yeah. Chelsea looks like another city. In a way, it does, yeah. So you might remember this from the video a few days ago, but today, since we're a little bit later, it is lit up. Fatima says it's mission impossible. Jan says, I'm looking at Google, trying to tell, oh yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Walking computer supports ramen ya. Oh, thank you, walking computer. All right, let's go. Highline entrance is down there. Great pizzeria called Simo Pizza. Watch my pizza vlog with What a Shame Mary Jane. Just 2 blocks down. Great Neapolitan pizza. Do you know the history of the cobblestones in Lower Manhattan? Yes. They're technically not cobblestones. Cobblestones would be mishmashed shapes of stones, not shapen, naturally shaped stones that would be put into the streets. Those are very rare in New York City. I'm not sure. I don't know an example of true cobblestones off the top of my head in New York City. You'll find a lot of them in Boston, though. These are what is called Belgian blocks. And they date back to the Dutch, despite the name, Belgian blocks. Look at this condo. Huh. Interesting. Hey, Helen, I'm doing well. Thank you so much for tuning in, Helen. Hope you are well as well. Well, I hope you're doing well as well. And hope you're not in a well as well, because if you were in a well, that would be a very bad position to be in. Is this a hipster area? Not quite. I mean, there might be people who have a hipster style, but it's not known as a quote-unquote hipster area. So these are Belgian blocks. First paved by the Dutch, but it was the British who really started doing it en masse. The Dutch were here because a lot of these roadways were already set by the Lenape Native Americans, and the Dutch just followed the same trails here in this area of West Village / Meatpacking District. Too expensive to be hipster area. Yes, that is a great observation in Lisbon. Yeah, Lisbon says that on Facebook. Hipster neighborhoods, the more popular one right now is Bushwick. Hipster, if you don't know the term, is kind of denoted for being artists who are definitely not well off, so middle class or below, tend to live with roommates, and tend to be 20-somethings or 30-somethings. That's what's called the hipster area. And that is Bushwick. Used to be Williamsburg. Williamsburg has been turning a little bit more yuppie. Yuppie is young urban professional. They tend to be, could also be 20s and 30s, but sometimes a little bit older. And they tend to be more well off. They tend to be professionals, not so much in the arts. Or if they're in the arts, they're being well paid. Nice tree in Abiding Square, Abigdong Square. Oh, I don't know how to pronounce that. Yeah, indeed. Abigdong. Hey, Harry. Harry says, where I am in the UK, tomorrow there's a National 3 lockdown. Your videos are really helping me. Keep up the great work. I'm so glad. I hope you stay through these tough times here in the national lockdown and many other parts of the world. So be safe, and I'm glad these videos give you a little nice respite. Thank you for the super chat. John says, Ab Bing Dung. Ab Bing Dung. In my videos, I don't take any particular directions. I am wandering around. But ramen will be involved at some point or another. Stay tuned. I can't make any promises exactly when or where, but there will be ramen. Cue the music from the amazing movie, There Will Be Blood. Let me know if you know the song I'm talking about from There Will Be Blood. Great song, great movie, great score. There will be ramen. Hey, Kathleen. Kathleen said 500 stars. Thank you so much, Kathleen. Thank you so much for reminding me. I don't see stars so clearly, so I really appreciate you reminding me. Thank you. I appreciate you. Hey, is that Satu? For with 1,000 yen. Thank you so much, Satu. Mediterranean food. Ramen isn't all that common. You would think it would be more common, but maybe we are not in the optimal neighborhood. Maybe we do need to go towards Ramenya. Ramenya. We might need to go there. Maybe. Hey, Av, thank you so much for the $2.99 super chat. I appreciate you. How much is 1,000 yen? I think it's $10, maybe. Lisbon, you always send stars. Yes, you do, Lisbon. Thank you so much. Sorry I don't see the stars while I'm live. It's a little bit tough to see, but I do appreciate you sending stars, Lisbon. Thank you. And do feel free to let me know the moment you do send stars. Suki, can I sign you up for a virtual marathon? You deserve a cool medal. You walk so much. I'm not really a competitive person, so Suki, I appreciate wanting you to sign me up, but no, probably won't compete in any type of marathons. I also don't like running. I like walking. I don't like running. Here's the haunted bar of the White Horse Tavern. Famous poet, Haunted, a Welsh poet,
Not this September, but next one.
who said, rage against the good night. And certainly he did rage against the good night because he had quite a very hard time drinking. Daily Walker says, I get good exercise. Oh, Suki, yeah, let me know. Do send me the information. In the comments afterwards, put the link down if you can. I would appreciate it. Here's Dante, known for their Negronis. I actually have been meaning to try this at some point. Can't wait to go to Dante one day. One day I'll go to Dante. Kulaho, oh my god, I was way behind where you were looking at puppies. Yeah. Dylan Thomas, thank you. Phil, thank you for clarifying the saying. Rage against the good night. Don't go gentle into that good night. Thank you. Chris, thank you for letting us know about the other ramen place. Ramen Yacht opens up in 15 minutes.
No more cookies. All we're doing is.
All right. Does Ramen Yacht have outdoor seating? That's even a better question. But let's go that way because that is definitely a hot spot for ramen places is Greenwich Village. Seems like the West Village, not so much. So let's rage against that good night. Alec, I don't like biking. No, I don't really bike. Feel free to ask me anything about New York or the village. Daily Walker says, I have a decency about me. That's what you admire. Oh, I'm so glad. It's so quiet. Yeah, the West Village tends to be pretty quiet, especially during the weekdays. It's a little bit more vibrant in the weekends when people go out, have some good food. The West Village, this area, offers the best outdoor seating, in my opinion. Alec, I appreciate you answering questions. Thank you. All right, West 4th. We're going to get to West 4th soon. We're at West 10th. Eli says, you let us have fun in the lockdown. I'm so happy, Eli. Glad I can provide some fun. Recommendations for places to get ice cream in New York City. Great question. One of my favorite gelaterias is Lolino. They're friends of mine, so I am biased. I covered them last year. Watch my video of Lolino. But if you want classic American ice cream, try Ample Hill Creamery. They have a few locations in Brooklyn. They also have a few locations in Manhattan. Yeah, they have one in Chelsea, I think, as well. Ample Hill. If you're in Dumbo, go to Brooklyn Ice Cream Factory. If you're in Chinatown and want to have some weird, like kind of more quirkier flavors, go to Chinatown Ice Cream Factory. Those are my top 4 recommendations. Hey, Rosie says, yes, walk some more. Have a good ramen. Thank you so much, Rosie, for sponsoring the ramen as well. Maureen is also sponsoring ramen. Oh, okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We were going to have ramen, but now we're really going to have ramen. All right. I mean, we were going to eat ramen, but now we're really going to eat ramen, ladies and gentlemen. So get ready. If you are a person who, when there's a food segment on the show, you rage against that good night, or against me because you're hungry, do grab a piece of food right now. Because now we're really getting ramen. Things have gotten serious. It's the showdown of ramen. Thank you. Please do an episode on Puerto Rican restaurants, says Daily Walker. There's only really one great one, which is Casa Adela, so I might visit Casa Adela at some point. Stay tuned. Here's a Hall of Fame. What theater is this? Lucille Lorette Theater. Lortel. Lucy Lortel Theater. And here's a Hall of Fame, and they have Eugene O'Neill, which is one of the names here. Marsha Norman. It's a Hall of Fame of famous people in the theater world in New York City. I think mostly in the 50s and around that era, if I'm correct, or maybe a little bit earlier. Larry Kramer, here's a name I recognize. Lucille Lortel, yes. Lucille Lortel, thank you. Paula Vogel. Norman Mailer. Oh, Norman Mailer. Yeah, I recognize that name as well. Norman Mailer. So, people who have performed here. Hey, Donald says, when the sunset approaches, you can say, do not go gentle into that good night. Rage against the dying of the light. Right. So we'll adjust it a little bit, Donald. A little bit of Dylan Thomas will make it new. And say, do not go gentle into that good ramen. Rage against the dying of the ramen. SF Field says, support the arts if you can. Yes, indeed. Support the arts if you can. We're in the famous LGBT area also, New York City, Chelsea, and also West Village. So a lot of gay bars, lesbian bars as well, LGBT bars in general. Here's one of the oldest coffee cellars in New York City. Oldest continuously running coffee cellars in New York City since 1895, McNulty's. I think they have only changed hands about 3 times within the family. So around 3 times. So really famous coffee cellar. Let's show you a little bit of the views. Looks like how it did in the Spider-Man game. Oh yeah, a lot of people have been playing the Spider-Man Miles Morales game on PS5. I've been saying that recently, yeah. Are you still looking for ramen, says Crampy? I am indeed, Crampy. Do you have a recommendation? I mean, we're generally walking towards ramen, yeah, but if you have one that's even closer, the hunger is real. So let us know. but do let me know the intersecting street. That's so important as a walker in New York. Barbara, what are your thoughts on Catcher in the Rye locations? I would not do a video on Catcher in the Rye. I have mentioned where Holden Caulfield looks at the ducks in the pond, but beyond that, Catcher Rye isn't my favorite book. I find it rather depressing, so probably won't cover it. I'm sorry. 4th and 8th, Crampy. We're a bit farther away from 4th and 8th, but I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Are you saying 4th? Are you saying 4th Street and 8th Avenue, or 4th Avenue and 8th Street? Babu, very far away from 6th and 2nd Avenue. I appreciate you. Right now we're in the West Village. Thank you for the recommendation, Crampy. Cornelia and 4th, says Stephanie. Oh, okay, we are close to Cornelia and 4th. Norman Mailer was a writer. Indeed he was. I just mentioned him just a few minutes ago. All right, let's go. Oh, sorry. Here's the shop I go to a lot in general. They have a few stores here in New York City, Scotch and Soda. Any thoughts on CBD? I love CBD. I'm a huge fan of it. If you buy at the stores, they tend to be very expensive. So I tend to buy it online. What recommendations do I have for more motels? I don't know too many about motels. Motels are a little bit tough. They don't really exist in the middle of the city. You're better off staying in a hotel or Airbnb. Hotel, watch my video of Inside the Nomad Hotel. Inside Nomad Hotel. Dave likes Scotch and Soda as well. You have jeans. That's amazing, Dave. Cool. Glad you have some jeans for Scotch and Soda. I like them. CBD is like CBD oil. Yes, CBD is a cannabinoid extract, cannabis extract. Yeah, it's really good. If you're a fan of it. The only really way to consume it is they sell CBD joints, which is legal here in New York City, and CBD oil, and they have like CBD cosmetics and sometimes creams and lotions. No CBD foods. It was like illegalized or banned a few years ago. Like 2 years ago, there was an explosion of CBD foods, but the New York City cracked down on it. Okay, everyone, remind me where Ramen Ya was, because I think now we're getting very close to Ramen Ya. Luciano, CBD is completely illegal here. Yeah, it's illegal in some parts of the world. Can man, yeah, indeed. It's on Cornelia. Cornelia and 4th. Okay, cool. Thank you, Husami. All right. Let's go. Oh my God, places are closing down here. This place closed down as well. Oh no. Oh, cool. Cornelia, right over here. Let's go. Beer ATM. Yeah, where was that? I might have missed it. Did not notice. That's cool. So if you want to learn more about these shops here, lots of old style Italian American shops, watch my collaboration with James and Carla about 2 weeks ago. Let's wait until these cars pass through. John's Pizza is really good. Yes, I agree. I like John's Pizza. Pizza by the Pie. We're right next to it. Also on Bleecker. And there we go. So here we're at Cornelia Street. How do you get here into what line of the train is to this area? Great question, Alec. Right now we're closest to the ACE blue lines and the BDFM orange lines. And you can get, there's also the red lines, the 1 train is nearby as well. It's a beautiful little street. Let's see if Ramen Ya is here. Is Ramen Ya here? Ramen Ya, where are you? A lot of places are closed. What is this? Is it Monday or something? Almost all the alphabet says Alec. Yeah, indeed. There's a lot of train lines here in New York City. Yeah. Oh, someone said 4th and Cornelia. Oh, look at this building. Oh, beautiful. New York City has good metro service. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. By all means, I would say it's good. The best one I've ever encountered is London because it's so efficient. But I would put London and New York number 2. Ah, Ramen Ya is on 4th Street. All right, let's go here. Oh, I think now I know where you guys are talking about.
The book is for like.
Fernando, I have a whole lot of videos on the High Line. Go back to my videos from August and September. Everything is closed, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of things are closed. I think it might be because it's a Monday. Oh my God, it's right here. I've been meaning to go to this place. I actually came here years ago. I didn't even know too much about ramen years ago. And I was going in, but it was so tiny, it was already packed to the brim with people that I'd never actually go inside. Oh wow, life comes full circle. Here, my one of my favorite coffee shops, the Coppola Cafe. I'll see if they're open. Oh no, don't tell me that there's music. No. Music. Here's Ramen Ya. All right. So I appreciate everyone who's sponsored because we're going to have music with this show. We found it. No one here. But let's have it anyway. Bear with me. We're going to try it out. Now, as we're trying it out, I want to have a kind of relaxed time eating and take a nice time. So let's stop saying where I'm at. I will remind everyone at the end of this video. So right now, don't say in the comments where we're at. I'll remind everyone at the end of the video. Thank you. I do appreciate it. Let's see. Are they open? Hey, are you guys open? Oh. Let's see. You guys open? Yeah, for one. Awesome, thank you. Appreciate it. Awesome, thank you. All right, let's stay under the heater. Are you guys turning on the heaters? Yeah. Awesome, perfect, thank you. Thank you, appreciate it. This is lovely. Actually, I like this. All right. Oh, nice. I got some heating, and I got heating in the nice little street. It's all kind of enclosed, so we're not so kind of onto the traffic. Find the cushion. These don't have cushioning, but they have like a little thread on them, so it doesn't feel too cold to sit on them. All right, so let me show you the menu. So remember, everyone, don't mention the address or anything or where we're at until the end of this video. I will remind everyone. So let me know if you have any recommendations. I'm feeling a sake. Oh yeah. Oh wow, look how kind of strong these beers are. 8% beer, wow, that's amazing. Richard is sponsoring the sake. Thank you so much, Richard, for sponsoring the sake. How are the prices? Pretty good for the middle of Manhattan. So what do you guys recommend? I like thick noodles. Ooh, I do like thick noodles. Oh, miso. I like that. Mm. Oh, wow, beautiful. Soup ramen, okay. All right, I'm all set. Yeah. I'll have the mushashi, miso, please.
Not spicy, right?
Not spicy, no.
You want something to drink, sir?
And then, do you have a warm sake?
Yeah.
Yeah, which one do you recommend?
Ikitaya or
Ooh, cool. Which one is more kind of has that more cloudery taste? It's more a little more cloudy.
Cloudy is gonna be this one,
Oh, okay.
but I recommend to bring like a cold one.
Oh, okay. So never mind. I'll have the otokoma.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay.
Appreciate it. And then, do you have any recommendations on appetizers?
Yes, I
Yeah.
recommend the shrimp gyoza.
Shrimp gyoza. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's all the pork one.
You know, I'm gonna try the pork actually.
Okay.
Regular.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
All right. So, warm you up. Yes, I can't wait to try it out, everyone. So let's try it out. Thank you, everyone, for sponsoring this. Richard for sponsoring the sake. Maureen, we have a few other people to remind me if you super chatted earlier. Rosie as well sponsoring this, and for everyone who's been PayPaling earlier. It is cold, yeah. I've been using my mask for the past 45 minutes, so that's why there might be a little bit more humidity concentrated. But it's warming up, luckily, with this heater. It's nice. So thank you to all the sponsors. If you really enjoy these videos and want to continue sponsoring, contributing, any contributions help out with randomly going to these food places and trying them out on live video for all you to kind of acquaint yourself with a city like New York by just kind of randomly exploring it in some of these videos. Sometimes I am more specific, but these wanderings, there's a little magic to it that we kind of all explore together in these videos. So all contributions really help. Patreon, you'll get access to a bonus video 1 or 2 times a month. And you mentioned something about YouTube memberships. Yes, those will be unveiled probably next week. I'm working with a very talented 2 artists, one to make badges, very unique membership badges on YouTube, and the other one to make unique emojis. So there's going to be a very interesting bench emoji, maybe 2 bench emojis. It could be a very interesting coffee emoji. So stay tuned. Memberships are going to have access to special emojis on YouTube. I can't upload custom emojis, unfortunately, on Facebook. It's only YouTube. Rising stars, oh yes, indeed. So feel free to ask me anything about food or about New York. Clifford, where do you give me money? Clifford, if you want to contribute here's the link. I'll leave it up. Only if I had the money for memberships. No worries, Catherine. Yeah, no worries. So Facebook supporters will be getting a bonus video once a month. So a bonus live. So Facebook supporters will continue getting bonus videos. As I mentioned, no, I won't say where we're located until the end of this video. So I would appreciate everyone to not mention the location for the people who are already privy. Oh, thank you so much. How long has this place been open?
5 years already.
Oh, 5 years.
Yeah.
Wow. I remember trying to come many years ago,
Yeah.
but it was really full because it was like a weekend.
Yeah, it's cool.
I've been meaning to come back, so I'm glad it's a bit bigger now.
We used to have long line here.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Now, are people still coming because of the pandemic?
Right now it's not too much. Just open, like, come only Friday, Saturday, and stop on the Sunday.
Oh, okay, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Awesome, thank you. Wow. So this is a hot sake served in this little warm thing. Look at the little steam. Ooh. Oh. Let's try it out. Wow. So really, really filled with flavor. Wow. So lots of flavor, nice and warm. Nice and warm, filled with a lot of flavor. It has amazing. Sake, smooth, warm alcohol. Yes, that's right. Time lapse. Thank you so much. And Phil says Proust. Ooh, what are you referring to? And SFL says, now we're all drunk. Indeed. What's an authentic Thai restaurant I would recommend? I don't know too many off the top of my head. I do love Thai. I don't go to one specific one that's specifically Thai all the time, but there's a few of them that are really good. Thai restaurants are actually interesting because a lot of them are subsidized by the Thai government. The Thai government actually subsidizes Thai restaurants in the Western world, maybe US, Canada, or Europe. And that's why there's a lot of Thai restaurants, despite having a fairly small Thai population in comparison to maybe Korean or Chinese here in the US. So you'll see a lot of Thai restaurants. Now, when it comes to authentic, it's a bit of a tough word because a lot of them, since are subsidized by the government, they do tend to all sell the same type of things. Usually all of them have pad Thai, which is kind of a very stereotypical thing to have. I'm not entirely sure if pad Thai is actually even famous in Thailand. So they do cater a little bit to the audience of whatever country they're open in. And the Thai government does this as they call it gastropolitics, because they kind of want to spread the word of Thailand through food. So it's very, very unique kind of thing that's happening with Thai food. So I don't tend to go to any specific Thai restaurants. I usually just go to the one that's nearest to me at the moment. And they all tend to be pretty damn good. I really love Thai food. So if anyone has specific recommendations, do let us know here in Manhattan. Jao says, gastropolitics is politics I could get behind. Yeah, indeed. The best pad Thai in Thailand. My brother says that he had the best pad Thai in Thailand. Okay, cool. And have you heard of Bleecker Street Pizza? Yes, I like Bleecker Street Pizza. I don't usually have it, but I do like it. Dickens says, so handsome, sporting facial hair. Oh, thank you so much. Satu for the 1,000 yen. Oh, I appreciate you, Satu. For your continued support. I really appreciate you. Did I try Ethiopian food? In Washington, D.C., yes. There's not that many Ethiopian places in New York. There's a few, but not that many. Washington, D.C. is a place for Ethiopian food. I had it twice, once on live video and the other one I took a photo. Really great food. The Rainbow Room. Haven't tried the Rainbow Room. Would love to go at some point. Hello, Claire. Nice to see you. And here's the heating. It's getting better. So despite it being pretty cold, since it's kind of shielded from the wind, but yet has a lot opening here, I feel comfortable. And the fact that there's heating, I feel comfortable as well. Oh, amazing. And great sake. Thank you. Best soul food and Victoria. My favorite soul food place in all of New York City is Auntie Ruth's. Yeah, Auntie Ruth's in Harlem in 116th Street. I actually covered it 2 years ago, 2019, on one of my videos. On Facebook, you can find it. I might revisit Auntie Ruth's if they have outdoor dining for chicken waffles. But these are pork dumplings, not spicy. Cool thing that they have on option. These are called goiza. I might be mispronouncing it, so do forgive my Japanese pronunciation. Goiza is dumplings that are like fried, or kind of put on the skillet, so they have this crispy exterior. And here's some soy sauce. Let's try it out. Whoa. Stephanie says it's a hard G. Goiza. Goijiaza. Goiza. That's hard. Goiza. Gioiza. That's a bit hard to pronounce. Oh, wow. That's quick. Okay. That's amazing. Thank you. Beautiful. Yeah. Wow, so look at this ramen. So ramen, this is the typical look of ramen. Noodles, these ones are the thin kind. The thick kind, they were only serving it with chicken. So I wanted miso because miso has some medicinal properties to it. And here we have an egg. I think these are scallions, and let me know what this is. And the broth is miso broth. So it's I'm not entirely sure exactly what miso is, if anyone can confirm, but it does have medicinal properties. It has probiotics. So the reason I like ramen is as opposed to American soup. I get American soup can be good, but it's tough to find great American soup. So the reason I like this versus American soup is there is a heartiness to it. It's more filling, it's more bigger. And also you have things like miso, which are fermented soy paste. Thank you so much, fermented soy paste, for letting us know, Hisami. That fermented soy paste has probiotics, so there's a medicinal quality as well to it. And while there's a lot of great soups out there in the world, matzo ball soup is good as well, or borscht, or wonton soup. I love ramen. And I think that's why ramen has such a popularity, because it feels like a full meal, as opposed to other types of soups. So let's try it out. Whoa. That's so cool. Oh my God, this is hot. This is good for a cold day out. Wow. And is it good for colds? Yes, it is, I think. I think there's a good for colds. Wow. So the noodle is actually really, really good. Tastes a bit like whole wheat, so it might be a whole wheat noodle. And that is really good. Good noodle. That's all I bit into it, and it's really hearty, tasty. Slurp worthy. So it is normal in Japan to slurp. But not so much the case here in the U.S. Maybe people slurp anyway at ramen spots, but in the U.S. it's kind of looked down upon to slurp. But in Japan it's actually normal to slurp very loudly, from what I understand. With the hot sake, wow. So the goiza, sorry for mispronouncing that. I'll figure out how to pronounce it later. It's very crispy on the outside, very flavorful in the inside, but also juicy. So it tastes a little bit like a soup dumpling. Sometimes these ones can be a little bit kind of more just meat, but not so much juice. But this one's actually pretty juicy in a good way. It has a slight kind of vegetable kick to it. So I'm not entirely sure what vegetable they're using, but it has that kind of very flavorful, bright vegetable kick to it. It might be chives, maybe. And yes, you can pour into the soy sauce. Hisami says, just Google how to pronounce goiza. Yeah, I'm gonna search how to pronounce it. Usually Japanese is easier to pronounce because it's all phonetic, but that one's a bit trickier. All right, let's try more of this ramen. Let's try a little bit of the broth. Wow. So that broth has a whole lot of pack of flavor into it. Wow. Just full with flavor. This is why I like ramen. It's hard to get American soup with this much flavor in the broth. It might be because of the pork, it might be because of the extra vegetables, but wow. Wow. The best way I can explain it, it tastes like a lot like pork broth or chicken broth. It's a bit kind of slight sliminess because there is a bit of a grease into it, natural grease from the pork. So there's a slight sliminess to it, but there's a kind of a hearty quality to it. It being the miso has since it's fermented soy paste, it does have a bit, just a tiny bit of funk, just a tiny bit of funk, tiny bit of funk. Yeah, just a tiny bit of funk, which makes it really good. So I would highly recommend this place. Yeah, I'll let everyone know what it is at the end. But let's try the seaweed. And pardon my use of chopsticks. I am not a master of chopsticks. Killaho says, we need an aerial travel show. Yeah, indeed. I hope to work with Netflix or Amazon Prime at some point. That'd be really cool. Amazon is actually exploring live video. They unleashed a new service called Amazon Explorers. So they have unleashed a new service, which I actually signed up for, and they rejected me, which just kind of blows my mind. I have no idea why. Maybe because I'm not like an official tour guide. So they want like real tour guides, maybe. But I hope to actually just not do that. I hope to work with Netflix. Yeah. All right, let's try this pork. Amazon Prime would be great. Yeah, Amazon Prime too. Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus. You know, I don't see myself on like a National Geographic or Disney Plus. They're a bit too clean. You know, if I do a show, I want to talk about some cool stuff that might kind of border into interesting territory about ancient history or about religion or the occult, you know, things like that. That would be cool. Let's try this out. Wow. Wow, that pork is filled with a bunch of flavor. Oh my God, that is a super soft pork. Very soft, very tender. It just completely falls apart in your mouth in a great way. Oh my God, it's mind-blowing. That is some good pork. This is a great meal to have in the middle of a cold, cold January day outdoors in New York City when indoor dining is completely closed. Wow. Oh my God. That pork sealed the deal for me. So let me show you the food again, and we'll keep on eating. And I'll stick around for about 10 more minutes. I'll tell everyone at the end where I'm at, and we'll put the address again at the end. So feel free to ask me any last remaining questions about food or about New York City. Let me show you again. Wow, that was some great pork. So sake, gyoza, and ramen. Alec, what's a great ramen place in London? I don't know, unfortunately. I wish I knew off the top of my head. I wish I knew, but no, I don't know about too much about London ramen places. Though I know ramen is becoming increasingly popular in Europe. I know that's the case. Let me know if any Europeans are watching. How is the ramen scene in your area? I love the look of all the steam. It's like a Blade Runner when Harrison Ford buys that weird looking suit in Blade Runner. They might be referencing ramen in Blade Runner, but they were kind of referencing also Chinese culture in that. Wow. Oh wow. Ramen is in my area is served in plastic cups. Yeah, there's some places where you can get more inexpensive ramen. This is a ramen restaurant, but there's definitely inexpensive ramen places. This sake lasts for about 3 little cups, but it's very strong. So sake is like in between wine and whiskey. I think sake is either high teens or high 20s. Let me know how much alcohol percentage is sake. But sake should be at least in the high teens. It should be at least around anywhere between 14 to 25%. 3 little cups of it, which is basically a serving of a bigger glass of wine. So Ab asks, what's my daily breakfast place? Great question. For me, if I'm going out to grab breakfast, I would get a breakfast sandwich, and my favorite place for a breakfast sandwich in all of New York City still continues to be my number one, is Bite Food on the corner of Lafayette and Houston Street. That's the nearest intersection. Lafayette and Houston. And it's really, really great breakfast sandwich served on a brioche bun, eggs, ham, and Swiss cheese with this kind of very slight Mediterranean style spicy sauce. Bite Food, yes. That's my number one. There's a few other great breakfast sandwich places. I will also get a bagel, egg on a bagel. I used to get egg and cheese on the bagel, but not so much anymore. So my favorite egg bagel place I would go to is Bergen Street Bagel in Prospect Heights. But basically you can get a good egg bagel in any good bagel shop. Maybe Brooklyn Bagel, Thompson Square Park Bagels, Essa Bagel as well has great bagels. And they also, you can order with egg, cheese, whatever, sausage, bacon. Highly recommend Essa Bagel. So there's a lot of great places for breakfast. But if I were to go with friends or I'm really hungry and it's a little bit later in the day on the weekend, I would grab mostly an avocado toast. Either at Bluestone Lane, which is a little bit more quicker service, or I would go to my top number one right now is Ruby's Cafe. Sake has 18 to 20%. Thank you so much. So sake is slightly stronger than wine. Slightly stronger than wine. Let's have that other piece of... Let's have the egg. Oh, look at this. A nice egg soaked in miso broth. Oh, yeah. Whoa. The egg was a bit slimy. It caught me by surprise. But slimy in a good way. It caught me by surprise and I actually enjoyed it. That is weird, but good. Kurt, you're eating ramen now. Oh, amazing. The eggs are cooked in tea. Are they Queen Mother in ramen places? Is it poached? It doesn't strike me as poached because it seemed hard boiled, but the inside was slimy. So I'm not sure how they got that. Let me know how they did that. Never had avocado toast, says Canyon. Canyon, yeah, watch my avocado toast video if you want to learn about avocado toast. I have a full video on YouTube and Facebook. Full vlog. It's not a live video, so it's a little bit shorter. That was one slimy egg. Yeah, it was slimy in the good way. It was like poached inside, but hard boiled on the outside. Very, very interesting. All right. Never heard that phrase, slimy in a good way. Don, well, yeah, once you start encountering, especially once you start encountering Japanese or Chinese cuisine, you start getting more of slimier textures in other things. Slimy is not so popular in like American cuisine. You might encounter slimy in like Spanish seafood cuisine with like, or like oysters here in New England. You encounter that. You will encounter slimy in some things, but slimy is a little bit more prevalent in East Asian culture, from my experience at least. More so than American cuisine. Lisa says, thank you for taking us along. My pleasure, Lisa. Soft-boiled egg and outside hearts further in the ramen. Oh, okay, so they soft-boil the egg, and then it hardens a little bit more. The egg white part hardens a little bit more inside the ramen because it's so hot. Thank you for letting us know. I appreciate that. This is why I love live video. We all learn together here. I love when food is yummy and entertaining at the same time. Indeed it is, Queen Mother. And we're warm at the same time. Please remember to hit that like button, yes. Ariel, ever cooked an egg and put in the last shaped iron thing? No, I never tried a shaped egg, Alec. What is that? Is there a name to it? And Stephanie says, if you missed the PayPal info, here you go. Well, thank you so much, Stephanie. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, let's try this other. And if anyone wants to sponsor a bigger tip for the lovely service that we had here today, do feel free to do so. I'll do my best to match up to, I think I can match about up to $30 in bonus tip, so do let me know. Let's try this out. $30 would be a gigantic tip, but if anyone wants to, do let me know. I can match that. All right, let's try this out. Wow. That is a piece of pork. Oh, wow. Everyone. I need a moment. I need a moment. All right, $5, $2, $7 tip, okay? I'll match up to $7 tip. Thank you. Thank you, who was that? Rebecca and Amanda. Rebecca, thank you for sponsoring the tip. Extra tip. It's mind-blowing moment. Damn that pork. I wish they had more. Oh, oh my God. I found one little piece of pork left. They don't put too much pork. It's like usually like 2 pieces, but we found a little bite more. Oh my God. All right. I'm so excited. All right, let's go. Wow. Sometimes what I recommend, especially if you're eating, is to really enjoy the moment, savor that moment. Close your eyes if you must. Right now I won't because I have a camera, but close your eyes if you can. Just close them, feel everything you can. Feel those tiny little flavors if you can, and then everything will go into HD, not visually, but through taste. The thing is that our olfactory sense and our taste sense are among the oldest type of senses. And that's why they're hard to explain, especially smells are hard to explain. And taste, you know, it sounds a bit subjective. I do my best to explain the taste, but it's still a bit hard. There's a bit of a trickiness to it. And since there's a bit of a trickiness with taste and smell, there's something more deeper. Oh, Terry, thank you so much. So Terry is matching $17. Thank you everyone for matching $17. We'll give a $17 tip. Since those are older senses, they hit you deeply. That visually you can explain it, looks good. Even audio, you know, if you hear the slurping, you know, you get that sense. Those are very kind of intellectual. But smell and taste just hit you deeper. So much so that if you have something that you remember from a smell, it just immediately brings you back to memories you have long forgotten. So whenever you are enjoying food, do try to close your eyes and just let it completely immerse you. If you want a funny example, a spoof example of what I'm talking about, watch me Call Me Maybe, which is is it Call Me Maybe on Netflix? And there's a cameo by Keanu Reeves. And there's a very funny scene where they got a super high-end restaurant and they wear like noise-canceling headphones. And that scene with Keanu Reeves, he kind of has this transcendental moment eating this super high-end kind of ritzy food. And he has this transcendental kind of orgasmic moment. And it's very hilarious. But basically that's like the funnier version of what I'm describing. So Alvi says $5. Thank you so much, Alvi. So 17 plus 5, $23. Okay, I'll give a $23 tip. Thank you, everyone, for the tip. All right, so I will be drinking one more cup for all of you. Let me know any last remaining questions for these final minutes. We are at Ramen Ya, which is on the corner of Jones and 4th Street in Greenwich Village. Right, coffee recommendation right next door is Coppola Cafe. So this is Ramen Ya. So cheers, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you everyone for contributing also to a tip. I'm gonna leave a nice $23 tip, which is gigantic, but I appreciate you leaving super chats. Thank you so much, everyone. Keep being awesome and always keep on exploring. Have a great day, everyone. Martha, thank you. Always Be My Maybe is the movie. Always Be My Maybe. Thank you so much. Right here, ramen and Ramen Ya. Have a good day.